What is up, everybody? So today's video, I'm at Bartlett, my Bartlett shop for my Yu-Gi-Oh! OTS championship. Your boy is hella tired, man. I got here on time. The line was literally out the door. My boy Charles just pulled up. I just finished turning in my deck list. So last night, if you guys saw yesterday's video, I ended up making some changes to my hero deck. I tested out D-Force in my last vlog, and I ain't like it. Like, okay, I get people who won with it, like, that's good for them. But testing it at locals is like, half of the time I didn't want to bring out Plasma because that wasn't going to do much for me. The game that I did bring it out, it didn't do much. And then, of course, like I figured, a game where it's like, if I can't pop off, it's just a dead card in my hand. Like, it was just sitting there. So, I changed my deck list back to normal. I was going with a standard run-of-the-mill hero list, nothing spicy other than like my rivalry in the side deck. I replaced my D-Forces for my Call by the Grave and my Rhoda because it was a game where it's like, if this D-Force was a Rhoda, I probably could have came back. And obviously having Call by the Grave helps because everyone's running like 20 freaking hand traps in the meta. So yeah, man, I just came in here to record because for one, I wanted to get some, I got some sparkling water in here. I need to get some water. I'm dehydrated. I finished the engine wreck. I'm freaking tired. For two, it's super crowded on the inside. So at this OTS championship, they have a lot going on. Like first place gets like the mat. I think top 4 gets like the special like medals or medallions. And I think they got the trophy here as well. Like, honestly, I don't care about none of that. Like with the way my hero deck been going, y'all, like, I'm gonna keep a positive outlook and try to do my best I can. I don't think I'm gonna do that well. And that's only because like heroes have a rough time right now in the format where it's like everyone's running like multi-hand traps versus last format where people ran hand traps but not as much. Last format was more people main decking things like Dark Rule No More and Droplet for the Lyricist Trap Brigade. Now everyone's running like 30 freaking 20, 15 hand traps. So it's kind of hard for heroes. So, and the only thing about the meta decks is that you can hand trap them twice and they can still pop off with 1 card. Like, so nevertheless, like I said, I'm gonna keep my good faith and just do the best I can today and keep a positive outlook and just have some fun because I've been stressing trying to do well lately. All right. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's begin.
Life low, I'm trying to reach a new level. I got the key to the temple. I set a trap in my mental. This is the one that's gonna end up. Stardust, Black Rose, no hope, life low.
All right, guys, I'm just waiting for the tournament start. As you guys can see, a little slow, little pan around the room. It's pretty crowded. And yeah, man, ready to go X3 drop. Tony, how you gonna do today, man?
X4 drop.
How you doing, Kyron? Good?
X4 drop.
You?
X6 drop.
His ego ain't gonna let him say X4. He's like, I'm going all the way.
Golf.
You want pro golfer over there?
Play with balls.
How you doing, Charles?
He wants balls and sticks in his mouth. I mean, in his hands.
I don't take life serious.
I mean, is that how you want?
That's true, that's true.
You want to hit some
And this dude playing heroes over there. Hey, other hero player, how you gonna do today, man?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
He gonna do better than me. But yeah, man, I'm just waiting time. We should be starting soon. I'm gonna catch you guys at the round 1, man. Y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, coming up to round 1 of the tournament, ended up playing against actually the hero mirror match. Ironically, me and the guy was talking before the actual tournament, and ironically, he's playing heroes and we played against each other round 1. So game 1, I opened up triple hand trap, mass change, denier, and I double hand trapped him. He passed. I made Dark Law and just ran through his board. He ended up giving it to me because he couldn't get past Dark Law. Game 2, however, he let me go first. I'm assuming he sided in like super polys and whatever. So I just started popping off. I'm like, whatever. He got the super poly, I'm like, maybe he's not siding it. I don't know. I don't know if he watches the channel. I think he's seen my channel before. I don't know. We were just talking. He's a cool dude. Anyway, he Nibiru me, however, but I still have plays for days. Played through the Nibiru and then ran over his Nibiru, passed, and then on his turn he had super poly, like I figured. So not only did he open up Nibiru, he opened up super poly, but what he doesn't know is I'm gonna Nibiru him, and then he's gonna actually forget his DP, which helped me win the game. So I'm gonna catch you guys on the next round, man. Y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, round 1 is over. As you guys can see, I just luck sacked my way against hero mirror match. So this is what happened. Game 1, I just had a better hand. I actually had a terrible one. I opened up because I listened to my boy Austin. He told me a Fact Veiler is one of the better hand traps. So I just did a Fact Veiler hand over Empire. My opening hand was game 1, double Veiler, Ash Blossom, Denier, Mass Change. I'm like, this hand is terrible, but considering I'm playing the mirror match, it's actually pretty good. He goes Hero Lives, I Ash Blossom, as you guys saw. He goes Stratos, I affect Veiler. If he got something else, I'm gonna affect Veiler again, and we Gucci, right? So I ended up doing that, making Dark Claw the following turn with Denier, GG no re. Game 2. He had Nibiru and he had Super Holly. He Super Holly my field away. However, though, he made DPE, but he forgot to bring it back. So he DPE'd, popped my card, my turn, draw. I waited for a minute. I'm like, into battle phase. He's like, okay. I'm like, attack token. He's like, okay. His turn, draw. He drew his card. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, DP. I'm like, you DP is on my turn. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. So he forgot his DP, and it pretty much won me the game because he obviously drew a brick. I had a fake Veiler, and I was just gonna run him over with the Nibiru token. So I got lucky, honestly. Like, that's Yu-Gi-Oh though. It's early. I can tell a lot of people here ain't been up this early in a minute because it's like a big turnout. It was like 36 players. 6 rounds, cut the top 4, I think they said, or top 8. I don't know, man, but I'm tired as heck on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday, man. It's like 68 degrees. I got a hoodie on with the Eva Morty for good luck. But yeah, man, I'm gonna catch up with my boys in a minute. I'm gonna see you guys in the next clip, all right? All right, guys, coming to round 2 of the tournament, ended up playing against Sorso, and it was a really interesting game. Game 1, he won the die roll, so he ended up going first. And luckily for me, I opened up double hand trap, I believe. He started off with his 10 engine, and he tried to manage to go search. I did Ash Blossom, and I believe I am gonna have. Okay, I did not have double hand trap. I only had the Ash Blossom, but he did, by him not be able to do that special summon, he just had to set one pass. And I had Vion. He tried to negate Vion. He negated. I chained Mass Change, popped off with Dark Law. And this was a really good grind game because I thought I was gonna lose this game because Dark Law ain't gonna cut it all the time. He did have the Sorso card. Quick play like Tribute and Send. I didn't know Sorso was running that card because I haven't played against it forever. I ended up making the Shining so that way I could recycle some of my stuff. And by the way, guys, Shining has been clutch, so definitely plan on keeping my extra because I've been using Wonder Driver a lot more. So he ended up making Baron, not Baron. He made one of his worm monsters, and he just pretty much put in damage on board. Luckily for me, when he killed my Shining, I grabbed back Liquid Soldier. So Liquid's gonna actually help me come back and win because by grabbing Liquid, I brought back my monsters, made Cross Crusader, popped off with Bane, and it was GG no re. Really pulled that game out of my teeth. Coming into the game too, however, I forgot. I'm still figuring out what to side for Sorso, man. Maybe you guys can help me in the comments down below because literally, I sided in like Lancias and Token Collector. I didn't draw the Token Collector, however, I believe I drew the Lancia if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was this game, and I don't think it did much. And sorry for the camera angle as well. Like we were in like a tight spot. Like literally the second room that was like where all the top tables were at was super cramped, and there's a lot of heavy set people in the room, man. So, and your boy ain't that small of a guy myself, so it kind of like super cramped up. It was people playing next to us, so luckily I was able to record the game. But I ended up losing game 2 because his game 1 board was too much, and I didn't open up like no droplet or anything like that. So it was GG no re. Going into game 3, however, open up Hero Lives, open up Godly actually. And it was like 10 minutes left on the clock, and I'm like, man, if he has Nibiru, he gonna have to Nibiru me. So I just started to pop off, and with that mindset, I ended on a pretty solid field, and he didn't have a Nibiru. So yeah, man, it was GG no re. You guys see the field. So I'm gonna catch you guys in the next clip, man. Y'all stay tuned. Alright everybody, round 1 is over. I'm sorry, round 2 is over. What am I saying, round 1? I'm sleeping. I ended up beating Sorso in game 3. I freaking top deck a Dusted Gold, which helped me win the game. Now granted, if it wasn't for a Dusted Gold, I did have Liquid in hand because he got rid of my Shining. Because I popped off. I'm like, screw it, if he has Nibiru, I'm just gonna pop off and do my best. And literally, he couldn't really do much because I Liquid, brung back Shadow Mist, add Mass Change, and it was GG no re. So yeah, man, so far so good. Currently undefeated. There's 4 more rounds left before top 8. So I'm just gonna try to just keep on going undefeated. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next clip, man. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so coming into round 3, ended up playing against Sorso Punk. This new cycling engine, I don't know what half the crap does, so he starts popping off with the Sorso combos. I opened up no hand traps. I just opened up a go first hand, and I had like double, I think, Hero Lives or whatever. But yeah, my hand was just bad, and he had too much negate going on, and it was, yeah, he went Christian Sacrifice, and I just scooped it up. Coming to game 2, I did side in the rivalry. At this point, I'm thinking I'm not liking Rivalry no more. Like, it's good, but against a lot of the top meta decks, it really ain't been snatching me no wins. Cause like in this game, I did have it, but all his monsters was worms, and I did it so he won't make no synchro plays. I probably would have been better off just making a synchro trap dimensional barrier, but nevertheless, man, I ended up trying to go liquid to come back, and he ended up negating me with Chalice, and it was GG no re. Alright guys, round 3 is over. I ended up getting clapped by freaking Sorso, Psychic that ran the Crystron Hacklefax combo, but I'm assuming that's like the Scythe-Lock Sorso variant of the deck, like and do all that goofy stuff. Like there was literally nothing I can do. Game 1, it was just, he went first, I opened up no hand traps, he set up board, GG no re. Like I had a go on first, I literally had a go on first hand game 1, so I couldn't do nothing about that. Game 2, I sat it in Rivalry because I'm like, I saw he was running Psychics, the Crystron Hacklefax combos. I was more scared of him making Baron, so I'm like, you know what? I can just make Rivalry, and then that way I don't have to worry about Baron. Cause I can handle the other guy, I just couldn't handle Baron. Cause I had a follow up with Liquid and Denier, and my goal was to just summon Liquid, bring my Denier search, and try to pop off. However, though, that didn't work because he made the 10E monster that can special summon. I didn't know that guy had an effect that when you declare an attack with a non-effect monster, he can pop a card. I'm like, I was like, okay. Like, he just had an out to everything I could do. So, yeah, games like that, I can't even get mad when I lost. So there's, should be 3 more rounds left. Currently X1. And yeah, I just had to get up out of there to get some fresh air because I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But anyway, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next clip, man. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, coming into round 4 of the tournament, ended up playing against my boy Kyron, and he's actually using Virtual World Sorso. Now you guys know, if you guys been following my vlogs, I absolutely hate this variant of Sorso because it's so freaking explosive. I have a player in my other shop, Quality Gaming, named Dewey, and every time he plays that deck, he always has a freaking godly hand, like, and makes nutty boards. So, nevertheless, Kyron started out pretty strong, made 2 negates, typical Sorso board setup. I able to make Droplet and out some of his plays. However, I couldn't out everything because he did have some hand traps on me. So yeah, I had to end off with a mediocre board, and which is going to allow him to come back in this game 1 with his Virtual World engine, because that's the thing about this deck. If the Sorso engine don't get you, the Virtual World engine will come back in. Virtual World is pretty explosive because both of the deck uses worms, so they can kind of coincide with each other. Like, I don't believe this version runs a 10E engine. It just wants the Virtual World engine, which is what gives it kind of a edge over other variants, but the only problem is it bricks more. But nevertheless, the ceiling's higher, I'm scared. Going into game 2, I was expecting to lose. Like, I have a losing streak against the deck, like literally this version of the deck. So I just decided to pop off my best field, and he had the Dino Wrestler Panker Traps, and I'm like, yep. And it is GG no re, but nevertheless, I stayed in. His hand wasn't that great, because even though he did have the Panker Traps, I did have hand traps to stop his Virtual World play. I was able to make the Shining. I'm going to go ahead and use my increase to make Wonder Driver. And then I'm going to bring a monster back under Wonder Driver to reset my Miracle Fusion. And I got game on board because I hit like over 8,000 damage. And then going into game 3, guys, it was a really interesting game. However, I ended up getting it due to not really time, but pretty much I just opened a godly freaking hand. Like, I'm going to go ahead and just make a nutty board. Now, I did kind of mess up and with a ruling, and it was my fault, and I'll tell you guys what happened now. Essentially, I had Dark Law on board, and he did try to use his Virtual World monsters, but I did tell him they came because of the Dark Law, because I thought they all sent for cost. Judge came over. Well, Judge eventually came over because he was in the area. He said they use their effects, they just don't come to the field, and I was pretty much gonna give it to him because I'm like, I ain't want to try to cheat you, but we pretty much couldn't agree on what was gonna happen because literally he couldn't confirm or deny that he would have won that game anyway. So he just go ahead and gave me the win. We just agreed to give me the win because I told him, like, if you could tell me how you would have won, I would have gave you the game. So yeah, man, at that point, time was already called, and yeah, GG no re. Coming to round 5, as you guys can see, I'm playing against another one of my other boys named Minty Fresh Gaming, and he's using his Sky Striker deck. Now, I ain't gonna lie, going into this game, I thought Sky Strikers was gonna be a pretty free match because Sky Strikers is not a hard matchup for heroes to beat. If I make them go first, it's GG no re. So I believe I ended up winning game 1 because he just really couldn't out Dark Law, and I had a good hand. Coming to game 2, however, he had the Gamma package that kind of screwed me over. And I had the Rivalry. Rivalry kind of craps on Sky Strikers, but he did have back row hate, and he got rid of Rivalry. And yeah, it wasn't much I could do in this scenario, but just accept the fact that he just had a board, he set it up, and he had all the outs. Really interesting to say the least. I tried to come back, made Ab-Zero, made Sunriser, but yeah, he just had way too much advantage, man. He took the Sunriser, ran over my Ab-Zero. Like, it was a grinder for sure. And yeah, man, so he pretty much just won game 2, really simple, really easy. Coming into game 3, and this is where my buddies from Naruto used to call me the play error king. Because a lot of times, I ain't gonna lie, I was tired and the pressure was on. I made a big freaking mistake. And it cost me the game because it was a lot of, like right here, he just negated my Stratos. I was gonna send a monster to the graveyard with a Vion play. And instead of sending Shadow Mist to grab Ferris to pitch my dead Mally, I played Vion and sent Liquid to try to play Miracle, which is completely wrong because I could have popped off way harder, and nevertheless that misplay cost me the game. And I was super heated about that, but nevertheless, man, it is what it is. So at this point, I'm X2, and I'm going to go into the next round, man. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so round 3 and round 4 and round 5 is over. So I run round 4, made a mistake with my opponent with some rulings. I thought the virtual worlds couldn't activate their effects because they sent for calls, they sent for the effect, they just were going to resolve their effect. Nevertheless, me and my opponent disagreed just to give me the game because he doesn't know if he would have won anyway because I had a lit field. So you guys saw that in the duel. Round 5 now. Bro, I'm so blue. So I had game. I'm playing against Sky Striker. Literally, I won game 1. He won game 2. Game 3 rolls around, and literally, I freaking, numbers on Vion, he negates. I chain mass change to remove the target, to resolve Vion. I got a Miracle Fusion in hand. I'm thinking, I want to resolve this Miracle and draw 2 to pitch my Mally. And I'm like, why the F did I think that when I could literally just Vion, send Shadow Mist? So my stupid self, I summon Vion, after the effect, he negate, I chain, mass change, I sent Liquid. He obviously banished Liquid with his Sky Striker card, and pretty much it ended up helping him win the game. That's not the point. The point is though, if I would have sent Shadow Mist, I could have grabbed Ferris. I had a Mally in hand. I could activate Ferris, pitch Mally, activate Ferris, pit increase. Wombo combo. Now, let's say if he would have played it smart and banished my Mally, I still would have had plays to at least make something and not lose my complete freaking board. Because I could have searched. I could have did so much. So, nevertheless, I punted. Because if it had banished Mally, I could have brought out another Vion. Probably banished for Poly because he did get rid of Vion. Added Poly. I could have searched. I could have just did a lot. I could have made Sunriser and popped this big field. I would have kept my Dark Law and would have been nothing he could do. So I'm X2, really upset. I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tired. Like, I went to sleep at 3 in the morning. Just didn't feel like going to bed. And yeah, I'm paying for it now. Cause like I'm thinking, but I'm overthinking my plays and it's really costing me games. So nevertheless, I ain't gonna be a big baby about it. I got a headache, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna leave. I'm not gonna get the profile. I don't feel like getting the profile, honestly. Also, if you guys that was wondering for my other deck profile from the other vlog, the guy ended up leaving because he had to go to work, so I didn't have time to get it. But nevertheless, man, I'm just really upset because I effed that up really bad. I hate when I make mistakes, like obvious, like elementary mistakes, but sometimes when you're just in that pressure, you're tired, there's like 7 minutes left on the clock, you're bound to make mistakes, man. Anyway, I'm gonna play my last round. If I win, hope I can sneak in the top 8 or whatever. I doubt I am, but I think it's top 4. I don't think they're doing top 8 because there's only 36 players. But yeah, man. Nevertheless, I got my invite. I just came up here to try to do good. I'm doing better than I expected, honestly, considering everything. But yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next clip, man. Y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, we're into my buddy Charles. How you do, Charles, man? Tell the people.
What's up? You won. No, I am what?
X2?
5. No, yeah. Oh no, I was X3.
Oh.
Yeah, 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, X3. So
we got. It's one more round left though.
Oh no, I dropped.
Yeah, I guess you got some Chinese food, huh?
Oh fuck yeah.
With beef? The beef?
Of course, the beef. Yeah.
Bro, you addicted to that?
So I got the lunch special.
Yeah.
It's always good. And I was just like, hopefully lunch special, kind of smaller, but came with the soup too.
It's enough. You'll get full.
Yeah.
Like the egg rolls are pretty
I mean,
lit.
overall, like I enjoyed the tournament. Like I'm playing Despias.
Why no
For the
machines?
structure you know, machines. So this format is so weird because there's a lot of like hand traps and it's just set up in a very strange way. But overall, man, no, I think I did pretty decent.
All right, so what up, Jackson? But yeah, man, can I make it with X2? Can I top 8 with X2?
Yeah.
Is it top 8 or top 4?
It's top 8 playoff, top 4 get their invite.
All right, best head judge here. I'm gonna try to see if I can sack my way in. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next clip. All right, guys, coming to the final round of the tournament. I ended up playing against Invoke, Dogmatic, and Shadows. And this was the last deck I expected to see in the last round. But considering I was X2, I mean, I guess I gotta expect to see the decks that's not that popular for the current format. So nevertheless, man, I ended up going first. This is my first dice roll I won all day. I was expecting a brick, because literally I lost all my dice rolls today, if you guys was paying attention. Nevertheless, I actually drew a pretty lit hand. He did have an imperm to stop some of my plays. However, I did make a Dread Decimator, and DPE ended up winning the game because it just controlled his board. He couldn't use his field spell, because I kept DPEing it, and yeah, it was pretty good. Going into game 2, however, though, he sided in Nibiru's and stuff, and while I did kind of like his field wasn't that threatening, he ended on like Mecha Button Pass, right, in set 1, which was a Shadow Schism. I believe I did have the out for the Schism. I did have the Cosmic for the Schism, which is good. And I had a Ferris, so I thought I was pretty legit. I thought I was going to catch this OTK because I wasn't afraid of Merkaba. But he had the Nibiru. Nibiru saved his tail right there. And after he Nibiru me, I'm like, well, I'm going to just try to hold my top deck because, you know, they have out in the gate, and the Nibiru was GG no re. Going into game 3, however, and I pretty much was just trying to keep a positive outlook. Like, man, look, I do got a chance for top 8, but at the same time, I'm not expecting it because I usually have bad luck. And I go Vion, he goes Ghost Ogre, I go Ferris, and I just do a pop off and just try my best. And yeah, I had Ab-Zero, I had the Dark Law, so I thought I was pretty good to say the least. And he had a Shadow Fusion play, and this is where I messed up. I wasted my Cosmic on Shadow Fusion and ended up running into a Schism because I got overconfident. And that literally cost me the game. And when I tell you guys I was upset, boy, your boy was cursing himself out. Anyway, man, I'm going to catch you guys in the next clip. Alright, guys. Ain't really much to say. I just been playing bad, bro. I just punted another game. Game 3, Shadow, Dogmatic, Invoke. Literally. I had the Cosmic Cyclone. He played Shadow Fusion. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking he finna make Window. No, I'm thinking he finna make Construct. I'm like, okay. I wasted my Shadow. I'm sorry. I wasted my Cosmic on his Fusion, so he wouldn't recycle Shadow Fusion because I was expecting him to make Construct. He freaking made Window. I'm like, okay. Pass. I'm like, okay. And then after that, when that happened, he made Window. Couldn't do anything. He set 1, pass. I'm thinking got an imperm set or whatever, right? That's what the card he said. He had the freaking I can't think straight right now. I'm so irritated. He had freaking Schism. Made Construct. Sent my Sunriser. And I'm just like, calm the fuck on, bro. And so I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, if he was gonna make Shadow Fusion and go Window anyway, all I had to do was just literally freaking save my Cosmic. When he activates Schism, change Cosmic Schism, banish Schism, I win. Because he wouldn't have been able to use Construct. And we Gucci. Now granted, that's what I get for trying to save Dark Law, because I figured, okay, he's on Shadow Fusion. I just didn't want him recycling his card. So I guess I was in a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. Nevertheless, bro, because I won game 1, then he won game 2, then game 3 was just like, I don't know, man. I'm just over today, bro. I'm really, because I punted. I feel like I punted that game. I'm like, bro, you should have just saved your Cosmic. That was a bad play. I should have just saved Cosmic for his field spell or the Schism. So that way, if he could do anything, I could pop off. I mean, I could just not get Schism. Because I forgot Schism can send a monster. Nevertheless, man, it was a close shot of me making top 8 anyway as an X2 finish, but it is what it is. Finish X3 in 6 rounds, 3-3, finish the film record. I should technically probably be X1 or higher, but like I said, I punted my last round, and I feel like I just punted this game. Note to self, Chris, never play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tired. Anyway, man, you guys can call me salty. I don't give a F. I'm just tired, angry, and annoyed. So I'm gonna catch you guys in the next round. Well, next clip, man. Y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all. So, of course, I went 3-3, didn't top 8. And, yeah, JoJo made it, though. How you feeling, man?
Going good.
Came first place right now, right?
First.
Not yet, though. You gotta play it out.
They're deck checking.
They're day checking right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm still salty. I'm out here ranting all freaking day. I'm like, man, why the F would I copy the freaking Shadow Fusion? Nevertheless, especially because like my tiebreaker won. That's what made it worse. Because the guy who beat me got 9th. So I'm like, if I would have beat him, I probably would have snuck in. Probably. Maybe. But yeah, man, I'm just out here chilling. Charles, he already ate. Yeah, I should have been as blazed as you, bro. I probably would have did better. I probably would have been thinking better.
I didn't get a tool with nobody. Stay in the suburbs. Naturally, just shit. You didn't get a tool with nobody because you was playing everybody else out.
Yeah, he ain't losing. That's why he ain't got to get into it with nobody.
He's playing 2-0 with everybody.
Right? He like, yeah, man. He focused too. With that's sativa.
Shit, that's what I said. Yeah.
Okay, legal. Anyway, man, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next clip. All right, guys, back at home now. Tournament's over, obviously. I didn't even bother staying to get the first place profile. It was only to be my boy Anthony with his invoked automatic shadows. And worst case scenario, if he wins, I can get it later. Or it's going to be either a PK deck. I'm just extremely exhausted. I honestly blame myself for play erroring early because literally, like, I was just thinking, like, bro, why the F would I Cosmic Cyclone a Shadow Fusion? Like, my theory was, because I've done this before and it helped me beat Shadows. The Shadow Invoke. Where I'll have, like, they don't have anything. I'll Cosmic the Fusion so that way they can't recycle it. But it didn't make sense in this scenario. I just broke under pressure. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm exhausted and, like, ain't no excuse. I mean, I just played bad today. Like, literally, there's no excuse at all. And I paid for it heavily. So, word of advice, guys, get some freaking sleep, man. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting too old. Like, it happens too, where it's like, when I was younger, I can stay up all night, get up early, go play 110%. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, man, I went to bed like at 3, got up at 8, got like a solid 5 hours of sleep. Thought I'd knock back an energy drink and be good. I didn't expect to do well, because like, I've been scrubbing all week. After my first 2 rounds of winning, I was like, okay, I tasted blood. Now I think I can actually win this. Then my deck did good all day, didn't break, but last 2 rounds I punted. It's completely overthought those plays. If I was just being simple and just kept it calm, I probably would have been way better off. But nevertheless, I know you guys probably tired of watching me complain and rant. I don't know, that's just the only thing on my mind. Ain't really much I could say, man. It'd have been really dope to get like because they were giving out the little the medals today. It'd have been dope just to get a medal just for memory's sake. Shout out to my boy JoJo. He made top 4, so he should have a medal. And shout out to my boy Anthony for probably winning. Like I said, I left when the finals was going on. I was hungry. I went next door to my place TL's. Didn't feel like filming. I just got one of their new a chicken item. It was really good. And yeah. Anyway, man, I'm about to probably live stream so you guys can see me rant on a stream. So post your thoughts on the pins of this video in the comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here. Want to subscribe for more. Also, if you guys want to purchase product, man, check out my sponsor, Yugioh, man. They're the one who hosted the OTS today. Link in the description below. The code ROGUE7 for 7% off. Also, check out my Imperial Duelist link for code ROGUE10 for 10% off. And yeah, man, that's all I got to say, man. I started off like, yeah, I probably won't do well. And even though I didn't do well, it wasn't because I bricked. Like, my deck was like, bro, we gonna give you the spice today because they gave me all good hands. It just, I didn't have the right brain juice to completely not F it up. All right, man. Rogue Hero signing out. Peace. See you guys in the next one.